out. It didn't work out going a mile and 16, but here's your angle again, turning back in distance.
So, yes. And this horse is coming out off of a little bit of a...
And they're off. Win Street very sluggish to go out of the gate as well last. Like Ike with early speed, a Joy Division. Here comes Street Style moving forward on the inside. Street Style now into third as they move toward that turn run. Bold Statement travels fourth and between rivals, and Shaking My Head is racing outside in fifth position, 5 from the early speed. Out 3 wide as Alakan. Next is Play It Cool in between horses. Triathlon reading along toward the inside, only about 7 or 8 from the front. Joe Class is in the back of the pack, and Win Street now improves a spot or two after a very sluggish start. They pass the 5-ace pole, and it's Like Ike in front from Joy Division, length and a quarter. Street Style parked inside, perched in third position. Then Shaking My Head fourth. Alakan on the outside, and Bold Statement at the rail, followed by Play It Cool. Triathlon next, and Win Street, and trailing the field Joe Class. Heading for the far turn, Like Ike holding that lead 3 parts of a length from Joy Division in second. Alakan on the outside, now coming with a nice bid, moves to third position. Shaking My Head is following that movement between horses. Street Style ridden along for a little more. Play It Cool out 3 deep and driven toward the top of the stretch. They're followed by Bold Statement. Win Street still well back with Triathlon and Joe Class into the stretch at the 3/16. Alakan looking to carry through with that move, but on the inside, Like Ike is very game, and Like Ike kicks again. Like Ike, 22-1. You like a long shot? You gotta like Ike. Like Ike scores by 3. From Alakan second, Shaking My Head, and Play It Cool. Olivia Northcliffe LLC, bred in Maryland by Lady Olivia and Northcliffe LLC, winning trainer Irvin Flores. Jan Rodriguez aboard, the 2-year-old Chestnut Colt by Blofeld, out of Kip Berries by Kipling. Olivia Northcliffe LLC, bred in Maryland by Lady Olivia and Northcliffe LLC, winning trainer Irvin Flores. Jan Rodriguez aboard, the 2-year-old Chestnut Colt by Blofeld, out of Kip Berries by Kipling. Official $2 exacta $347.40, dollar trifecta $541.30, dollar superfecta $3,428.20.
I didn't mind this horse at all. I mean, it looks like he had a little bit of an issue, but he's coming out of really good company at Saratoga, and it's very well that the rider could have just, you know.
And they're off. Storming Chrome and Catatumbo. Nighttime Nap with early foot as well on the outside. And Master of None from the rail to the first turn run. OP Firecracker out wide about the 4-path. And Armando R as usual. No speed in the back. Scrubbed on for run early. Is some 8 or 9 off that pace. Storming Chrome sets the tempo. Nighttime Map close attendance in second. Master of None at the rail in third. Between is Catatumbo and OP Firecracker still to the outside about the 3-path. And trailing still is Armando R, some 11 lengths off the pacemaker. Storming Chrome, a reasonable opening quarter mile at 24-2. Leading the way by just a neck. Outside is Nighttime Nap, keeping that one company from second, and Master of None kept close in third position, just 2 from the front. Alongside of that is Catatumbo. OP Firecracker is fifth, and another 4 or 5 lengths back. Armando R yet to move from the back of the pack. Pretty much no change. Storming Chrome and Nighttime Nap. Master of None continues at the rail. Catatumbo in between horses. OP Firecracker's been about the 3-path the entire trip, and Armando R in the back of the pack around the far turn. And it's Storming Chrome just holding Nighttime Nap another 3. Master of None. Catatumbo ridden for more. Armando R is on the inside and driven, still 9 from the leaders as Nighttime Nap and Storming Chrome hook up past the quarter pole. And Armando R trying to reel them in, has 6 to make up now and is steaming on the far outside. Storming home. Here comes Armando R moving into third position. Very game is Armando R. It is Nighttime Nap and Armando R. Armando R on the outside. The veteran Armando R at Nighttime Nap, who's trying to hold, but Armando R from last to first to 16th to go. Armando R, lifetime win number 13 for the pro. Armando R and Caramanos over Nighttime Nap and Master of None. 13th lifetime win for the 9-year-old Armando R. For Ronald Cuneo, trainer Damon Deladovico, Horatio Caramanos up.
Really good, or I'm sorry, she finds herself in really good company. I don't mind this horse today at all. I think that, I'm sorry.
And they're off. Holy Brick very fast away from the gate, and Hail No has early speed, and Stars Align advancing into third position with pace as well. Maybe May racing up on the outside of My Kind of Mischief. They're up close and 3.5 off of speed, and Julia's a Fox is following that. Wacolia Ladies worked over 3 deep to the turn run. Lilliput saving that ground. Radiant Tones in the back of the pack with Intel Agent, Hermoso Momento, and Gotta Be to Shoes with some awkward head action in the back of the pack. Top of the stretch, they race for home, more than a quarter of a mile to go to the second wire, and it is Holy Brick narrow lead. Holy Brick from Stars Align right there on the outside, and My Kind of Mischief is in third. Julia's a Fox is racing fourth as they come to the final furlong, and Radiant Tones on the inside running on willingly late. A furlong left to go, and Stars Align is trying to get by. Stars Align pokes the head in front of 16th out from Holy Brick in second. Photo going to be for third. Radiant Tones, My Kind of Mischief. Here's Stars Align. Circle now is Stars Align. Jockey is Mario Villalobos aboard in a minute 4.19 seconds. And race 3 is official. Stars Align owned by Jet Black and trained by Michael Trombetta. Bred in Maryland by Jet Black LLC. 3-year-old Bay Filly by Jimmy Creed. Out of Song from Above by Lucky Pulpit. Minute 4.19. Double 4 at 9, 47.20. Pick 3, $331.65. $2 exacta, 48.80, $140.90 try, dollar superfecta.
And I think that that should help. You know, people are working to help their horses along here.
I think you're right to be forgiving, because the last...
And they're off. Spring Decision and Cyber Attack out 1-2. Golden Descent and the outside has never worked today. Worked on for early speed. Never worked today. Right up into it on the far outside of the blue cap. Here's Never Worked Today. And now Golden Descent Never Worked Today with Spring Decision on the inside in a 3-way mix-up of the pace. Cyber Attack right off the trio from 4th position. Then Karma's in the house. And last is Langdon, the only 5.5 from the front. Into the turn. Spring Decision down to the rail. Never Worked Today on the outside. Never Worked Today gets the head in front, 3-ace from home. Golden Descent is back in third. Karma's in the house. Cyber Attack ridden along from orbit at an even pace. Another 6 back, and it's Langdon trailing the field. Racing toward the quarter pole. Never Worked Today. Spring Decision on the inside is driven. Spring Decision at the rail is game and driven. Never Worked Today a narrow lead. Never Worked Today. Spring Decision is coming back from more, has taken the lead from Never Worked Today in upper stretch. It's Never Worked Today outside, and Spring Decision out of the inside. Never Worked Today flop to that left lead in second. It's Spring Decision in front by 2. Spring Decision and Matilda Burnham coming home. They're coming home to win by 3. Spring Decision over Never Worked Today. And then it was Karma's in the house. Cyber Attack. Winning trainer Niall Seville. Bred in Kentucky. Spring Decision by Roland Hancock. 3-year-old Chestnut Gelding by Tis the Law. Out of Promise of Spring by Drosselmeyer. Winning trainer Niall Seville. Bred in Kentucky. Spring Decision by Roland Hancock. 3-year-old Chestnut Gelding by Tis the Law. Out of Promise of Spring by Drosselmeyer.
Come on. Maybe there was a bleeding incident that day, and she ran so well sprinting on the turf in her second start. And you mentioned the company in New York.
And they're off. Spry break for She's No Uncle. Flashing out there from Tap Rixie to open a length and a half. Woodoo on the outside sets up shop from third, while 3 or 4 wide. Air one of the orange colors in between horses. Wise and Elegant on the chase and a little tight. Diane Lee racing on the inside, also tight quarters. Shuffle back a spot or two. Big Earn on the move on the far outside, about 4 deep into the turn. Big Earn now within 5 of the speed around that far turn. Fair Trade second to last, and Vicious Gossip, who was slow from the gate, is trailing the field. She's No Uncle. Big Earn looming up on the outside in hand as they swing for home. More than a quarter of a mile to go. Tap Brixie is third, 2 to make up. Air One saves that ground and pushing through on the inside with a bit of a kick. And next is Diane Lee. They're into the stretch, about a furlong and a half left to go. Second wire finish, remember. She's No Uncle. Big Earn on the outside. Big Earn, She's No Uncle down to the inside. And Big Earn has taken a narrow lead with a 16 to go from She's No Uncle. Wise and Elegant trying to push on. Diane Lee has taken third. Big Earn at the second wire, and she earned it. Big Earn wins. So Big Earn in the fifth with Jorge Ruiz. Sixth race, a mile and an eighth on the turf. Exacta, trifecta, superfecta, double.
Here, Fires Out is a horse that goes out for a very underrated barn. They know what they're doing from out of town, and I would expect a good effort from Fire.
And they're off. Bully for You gets the first call from the gate. Bigger and McCracken. Wheelhouse and Juris Doctor right up in the early mix too, as this Peak Performer, who will settle back. Nogradi up on the far outside is moving forward too as they sort. And then back to Edgerton will be deep out into the turn run. Modern Master, 2-path into the first turn. Back to Wheelhouse, and in some tight quarters there is Uncle Gold. Uncle's Gold will shuffle back, now saving ground, but shuffled to second to last position. And now passed it outside by Gallant Lad at the tail of the field is Sadar Bar. 8 lengths will cover them as they move around the turn, headed for the backstretch run. And leading the way is Big Earn McCracken. Big Earn McCracken from Bully for You, just a neck behind in second, length and a half more. Nogradi is in third, and Juris Doctor inside in fourth. Peak Performer travels fifth position. Edgerton is followed by Wheelhouse, Modern Master. Uncle's Goal lingering back of the pack while saving ground heading into the turn. Gallant Lad trailing the field. Sadar Bar still about 9-10 lengths will cover the entire field into the far turn. No change up front. Bigger and McCracken and Bully for You still 1-2. Juris Doctor traveling kindly enough, third if good enough. Then Nogradi on the outside, and Wheelhouse is saving that ground still. In between horses, Peak Performer scrubbed on for more run. 3 wide is Edgerton trying to unwind deep out on the track. They are followed by Uncle's Goal just in behind that flight, and Gallant Lad is out wide into the stretch. Sadar Bar, Modern Master into the stretch, and it's Juris Doctor shifting in but pushing onto a narrow lead. Juris Doctor, Peak Performer trying to come with a bid now. Peak Performer, here's Juris Doctor, Peak Performer on the inside, battling away still. Big Earn McCracken trying to salvage the show. It's Juris Doctor from Peak Performer. Bigger McCracken, late run from Uncle. In the winner's circle, breaking the maiden is Juris Doctor with Joey on Toledo. For Pin Oak Stud LLC, bred in Kentucky by Ashview Farm and Colts Neck Stables, trained by Michael Stidham. Juris Doctor is a 3-year-old, bay colt by Constitution. From Romanticism by Warfront. In a minute 50.34.
Didn't put her in my top 4. It's just that competitive a field. Let's talk a bit about Caravaggio's song, the number 4. This horse ran on turf.
And they're off. Fableman got a good start. Uncle Giorgio inside is repeating, of course, with early zip. Repeating, of course, from that rail draw onto a narrow lead from Uncle Georgie into the turn run. Fableman now settles it in third. Right of Rush advancing on the inside within 2 of the lead. Lightning Boss is 5th in the Red Silks, 3-4 wide around the turn. Vino Vidi Vici is followed by Amazing Bernie, who's over to save ground. And next on the outside as they move down the backstretch is Birre Vino Boulevard. Birre Vino Boulevard is 7 to make up early and trailing the field with full honors as well back. It is repeating, of course, repeating, of course, repeating, of course, is the leader. The leader by 2. Uncle Georgie just second. Inside is Right of Rush, Lightning Boss. They're all in the chase from the second flight of runners. Biravino Boulevard is next. Then in between rivals, Fableman. Vino Vidi Vici ridden along but losing a spot or 2. Here's Amazing Bernie, who's still got 9 to come, and it's another 10 or 11 lengths back with full honors trailing the field. Into the far turn, repeating, of course, is the leader by 2. Right of Rush is second. Biravino Boulevard tries to fire up a run, and so too Amazing Bernie is following that move, is moved into 4th as Amazing Bernie. They race to the top of the stretch. Repeating, of course, Biravino Boulevard driven on the outside. Right of Rush at the rail is racing 3rd. Then Amazing Bernie is next in 4th, and Fableman out wide in 5th. They're into the stretch. Repeating, of course, 3 pursuers, and the far outside, Amazing Bernie has a bit of kick. Amazing Bernie comes to even terms of Repeating, of course, is back 2nd. Then Biravino Boulevard a bit flat in 3rd, and Right of Rush down to the inside 4th, and they're close to home. Amazing Bernie and Jorge Ruiz. They're clear at the end. Amazing Bernie for 3 lengths from Repeating, of course. Then it was Biravino Boulevard and Right of Rush. Scratch alternates 11, 12, 13, and 14. Elon that away, Dalinar and Nakanara.
For the first time, but it didn't bother her. She ran a good second. She was wired that day, and I loved the try.
So this horse last time out showed a really
And they're off. Bougie Bubbles, sharp away. Bougie Bubbles, watch out, world. In the pace mix, 2 Big Daddy's Boy in great quality. And the far outside is Cactus. So 4 across the track there as they move down the backstretch. Cactus on the outside, Big Daddy's Boy down to the inside. Great quality is racing 3rd position. Watch out, world settles back in 4th spot. Jolly Boss is in 5th. Bougie Bubbles is next. Has dropped some 7 lengths off the pace. Ride Diggity Dog saving ground around the far turn. Chickahominy racing to the rear of the field, and Great Heavens and Virginia Fitz at the back of the pack. They make the turn for home. Cactus turns in. Cactus, long way home, more than a quarter mile of the second wire. Here is Cactus. Cactus and Geron Barbosa are going well by 4. Now let loose at the 3/16th pole. It is Cactus in front as Jolly Boss at the inside is Big Daddy's Boy battling as well. And Great Heavens is splitting rivals. Cactus with a 16th left to run. Cactus, a 3.5 length lead. Cactus from Great Heavens second, and Jolly Boss 3rd. Cactus sharp to win. Cactus from Great Heavens.
She just missed, and her closing style and familiarity with the distance is lending in her favor today. I mean, she comes in.
And they're off. Paco the Taco Man and Kern Niskay going to fire out to the early advantage. Kern Niskay from Paco the Taco Man in the opening 16th of a mile. Here's Heldish making progress in between horses, just third, and Carvelian Quest is up close to. Foggy Dew travels fifth, and back to Cativa Roganzo, and Falcon Blue is one beaten at Square Slice, who's worked over to the rail, saving ground. Square Slice in the back, 10 from the front. Heading for the turn, Kern Niskay on the inside, and Paco the Taco Man. They latch up right together. It's 2.5 or 3 back. Carvelian Quest is in third position. Foggy Dew and Heldish. They're followed by Cativa Ragazzo, 3 wide, 3 ace to run. In the back of the pack, Square Slice and Falcon Blue is trailing the field. Kern Niskay to the quarter pole. Paco the Taco Man has been there every step of the way. They're nose to nose for the lead as they turn in. Cativa Ragazzo to the center of the track is third. And Carvelian Quest is fourth. Kern Niskay determined after dueling with Paco the Taco Man. Cativa Ragazzo, then Carvelian Quest. Kern Niskay, super game after time away. It's Kern Niskay today with yards to go. Kern Niskay and Jevian Toledo, ultra sharp win from Paco the Taco Man, Cativa Ragazzo, Carvelian Quest. Super effect at 199.70. 37.60, 10.5 double, pick 330.
By any means. But, you know, I mean, I think that this horse is looking to get the job done. She has a strong form, and she's in a good...
2. And fires out at 5-2. They're rough. Slow to go is Cougar Cocktail. Viola fires out as usual, early speed. Amadea comes out running in the second spot, and Darty Time is right up there too. Darty Time takes second. Shuffle back a bit was Amadea down to the inside. Fires out in the clear, advancing just a bit, heading into the far turn run. Some traffic there in that second group of runners. On the inside, Zeta Jones improves into third. Fires out, now settles in fourth. Mind Sweeping is next in fifth in the Red Silks, and it's another 2 to Caravaggio's Song. Beautiful McLean follows that. Amadea drops to the back of the pack, and Cougar Cocktail, and last is New Issue. They race to the top of the stretch, quarter of a mile left to go. Darty Time at Viola. Darty Time head in front from Viola. Down to the inside of Battles On. A gap of 6 lengths. Fires out toward the center of the track. Is trying to grab them from third. It's Darty Time fighting with Viola down to the inside. And here's Fires out of the middle of the track. And Cougar Cocktail, who was dead last, explodes between horses as much the best. Cougar Cocktail. Cougar Cocktail and Caramanos to win at 12-1. From Fires Out. Owned by Jim Bacca and Gary Isbistern, trained by Brittany Russell. Owned by Jim Bacca and Gary Isbistern, trained by Brittany Russell. Cougar Cocktail is at a backflip by Super Saver, bred in Kentucky by Allied Racing Stable LLC. Running time, minute 3.80. $2 exact, $107. Dollar trifecta, $214.30. Dollar superfecta, $649. And